What is up, Thunder Nation? Man, Jay, is it Sunday or Saturday?
Well, you lose time tonight. You gain an hour.
We may be up when the time goes back. All I
You
know is the
gain.
Thunder, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, the Thunder are still undefeated in the NBA, and so are the Cleveland Cavaliers as they got a buzzer beater. Man, Milwaukee's 1-5 right now.
Dude, they're struggling.
Hey, big story tonight though. All 5 starters tonight. Wiggins back in the starting lineup, and Isaiah Joe coming off the bench having 4 3-pointers. I think all 5 Thunder starters in double figures tonight.
Yeah, and they had 6, I think, total in double figures. Great, kind of spread it across the team there. And the other thing is another game defensively. You hold a team to the low 90s. Outstanding.
Yeah,
Outstanding. And Greg God says Wolves messed up trading Cat. Agree 100%. I don't know what the reason was for that move. Jerm,
hey,
tonight though, therefore, go ahead and get to that, Jerm.
Colin's comment, just kind of a bizarre stat, jarring stat. Not one player has scored over 25 points against the Thunder. And listen, you have the Dort chamber there to lock down the best player on the opposing team. And guys, they have defensive stoppers throughout this lineup. And I'm talking off the bench too. I mean, they have some dudes who will defend. Look at Caruso, Jay.
Yeah.
He's not scoring. I mean, he had 5 points, I think, tonight. He knows his role. This team has a lot of guys who just know their role, and that's what championship teams have.
Yeah, and you look at it too. Their run they went on, Shai was on the bench.
Yeah, but SGA was really good tonight.
He was great, but what I'm saying is they got that lead and he was on the bench. And you know the other thing is Chet, 14 rebounds, but he D'd up, man. Blocks. I mean, the guy
he only had one block tonight, too.
Yeah.
I think he only had one block tonight.
Well, he played a lot better defense than the one block. I mean, let's go. Hey, one thing, I don't know. Let me look and see if I can see this here. I know at one time they were getting pretty much dominated on the glass.
They were.
And they ended up only getting out-rebounded by 2, 40-38. At one point, they were down 10 or 11 on the boards. They came down the stretch. They really picked up their game there. So that was good.
Chet Holmgren picked up his game in the second half. First half, didn't do a lot of points. Didn't have a lot of points. Second half, he picks it up. No lead is safe against the Thunder. Alex, it does seem like, I mean, this team was down a little bit in the third quarter, and they literally just turned it on and end up winning away, going away 105-92 on a double night on the second night of a back-to-back. Like this, Jay, this team is scary good, and the NBA is.
They're all noticed. Everybody knows. I mean, it's not like they're coming out of nowhere. Everybody knows.
No, they're not.
And you know, they got the Nuggets this week, I believe, on Wednesday. That'll be a big matchup.
The rematch. They've already beaten them once.
You know, this I think was a good test for the Thunder because you know the Clippers. What I was interested to see is how they would do against Zubac. You know, Zubac's for his size and stuff can give some teams problems. You know, he had 12 rebounds. Chet had 14. They held Zubac to 9 points, 4 of 10 shooting. I thought Chet did a pretty good job on him, really. But first time going 6-0 in Thunder history. Yep, that's right. Phone lines are open. There's the link if you'd like to call in and chat with us for a little bit. We'll be going on here for a little bit tonight.
Give us a call. Give us a call. Talk to us about the Thunder. Thunder win 105-92 in LA. What do you think of the arena, Jay?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
It's elite. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
Of course, the Thunder weren't fazed by it. Second half, they just absolutely owned the Clippers, and it's always good to give the Clippers a loss this year because you're getting their draft pick.
Oh, that's right. Give them a loss. And, you know, Sooner Splash says Thunder's our second half team. Specifically, look at the last few games. Third quarters when they've just kind of
out of the locker room, man.
Well, it's not even that. It's the end of the third quarter. It seems like. And once again tonight, they went with that small lineup. I like it. I like the small lineup too, Jay. I like it. I like it a lot. I had people comment on our last live afterwards. couple of them called me out for my Case and Wallace comment about his defense, how he could be as good as Lou Dort. And I'm not saying he is right now. The guy has defensive capabilities to be one of the best. He's really good defensively, man.
Yeah, there's a wall. The Clippers have that wall in their arena, and there's a wall because they can't win a game in the arena, as Alex West says, in their own arena. I think we got Hunter's joining.
Yeah. What's up, Hunter?
What's up? Another
late night, bro.
Late night, yeah.
Big win, 6-0.
It is, and I saw it this morning from, I want to say it was Thunder Focus on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, that put it out that the Thunder are the first team NBA history to start the season 5-0 with 5 wins by 12 points or more. That number now moves to 6-0 with 6 wins by 12 points or more. It's impressive what they're doing. I mean, tonight, I know you guys, I think it was Jay that said that it looked like they might lose this one. Their ability to just take over in the fourth quarter and close out games so far, it's impressive what they've been able to do.
You're right. And this week's a big week. And by the way, Jamie, I caught the second half. That's what I saw.
We have TVs everywhere, right, Jay? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a little bit of the first half, but mainly second. And Hunter watched all of it. But
hey, listen, all 5 starters, guys in double figures is, and I'm going to say something right now that I don't think this is a stretch. I think SGA had 8 or 9 assists tonight. Hunter will correct me if I'm wrong. I know he had 7 at one point. I thought he got 1 or 2 more.
9.
Yeah, 9 assists. So listen, I think this is a fair take, guys. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, and SGA. 4 out of the 5 starters. I'm going to go on record right now on November, whatever this is, 3rd. I think it's November 3rd because it's past midnight, unless the time hasn't fallen back yet.
Time kickback, yeah.
I think all 4 of those guys are going to average 15, 5, and 5.
Man, I mean,
that's insane.
That'd be crazy. But hey,
5 boards, 5 assists, or with Chet, it could be, 5 boards, 5 blocks. He won't average 5 blocks. I think 5 boards and 5 assists for every one of those guys can be averaged along with 15 points. What Dort have tonight? 16, 4, and 6?
Did he end up with 6? I don't know. I'd have to.
Or 16, 6, and 4. Jalen Williams, I know, had about
15, 4, and 3.
4.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I want to get a couple of these comments. Thunder play the Magic next. What's your thoughts? I think they beat the Magic without Paolo Banchero. I think they win that game Wednesday night at Nuggets. That's the game. That's the game I'm looking forward to.
The joke is once you get another shot rejected and throw down in his grill, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, and Jesse, I actually was talking to somebody during the game on this. I said out loud watching the game at one point, I was like, man, they're shooting a lot of threes. Like, I was kind of frustrated. I was like, they need to just get down there, get mid-range, get low and score. But then I look after the game, they shot 38 threes, but they shot almost 40%. So it's like, I agree they shot a lot, 15 of 38 from the three-point line, 39.5%. That's a lot of threes. But when you make 39.5 for 40%, that's pretty good. So I think there was a stretch there. I thought they were shooting too much. And maybe Chet sometimes I think Chet could be sometimes he might settle out there. But overall, hey, when you're shooting 40% clip as a team, you'll take it. Isaiah Joe was really good tonight. Just overall, great performance. Phone lines are open if you'd like to call in and chat. Defense won this game. Jesse said defense has won. I think when you look at a lot of the games this year, when you hold a team, if you hold a team to under 95 points, the chances of the Thunder winning, I mean, give me a high percentage. I'm thinking 85, 90%. If you're holding a team under 95 with this offensive team they can put out there, you're going to win a lot of games.
35 allowed points in the second half.
Yeah, 35
in the third, 14 in the fourth.
Well, and at one point in third quarter, Hunter, the Thunder had about 64, 67 points, and then they end up with 105. Like they turned it on offensively too. That's the thing. Looks like we got a caller on the line. What's up, Jackson?
What's up, boys? I just want to say two things about the game.
Yeah.
One, Jay and Jerem, I think we talked about this on the live last night, how they're able to extend a lead from, 2 or 3 points. The game was tied up, probably close to halfway through the third quarter.
Yep.
Or whatever. And the Thunder are able to just go on their run. And it's all like this Thunder team this season. I think that what may be so much different than last season is they have that kind of just like that kill run that's just like going to kill the other team. And they just pretty much like lose all hope and confidence because they know how good with the Thunder are defensively, that it's going to be tough for them to go on runs. And
well, that's it. They have the offense, but they have the shutdown defense too. That's what they've lacked before. They haven't had that. They do this year. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know, Hunter, maybe if you would know this. So what did they end up percentage-wise from three on the night? Did they
39.5.
Okay, so pretty much
41%.
Oh. All right. So they're shooting the ball better these last few games. So especially from three. So I think
once they made another three late. I didn't see that. So they in 39.
Yeah, guys, this team, I don't know like what they're going to finish the regular season at, but no matter who they play each night, I don't think the Thunder just. Obviously they're going to lose some games, but I don't think they're just going to go in and lay an egg one night.
They'll be one of those in an 82
that will happen.
Season.
NBA, that happens. Yeah. Here's the question I have, guys. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, well, I was going to say just the depth continues to show itself off.
Oh, yeah.
It's just there's so many. It's like J-Dub. He can play an okay game shooting-wise. Chet, like, he had a good game, but not compared to what he's had the first 4 or 5 games. And it's just this team's still able to win by 10-plus, guys. They're going to –
yeah.
I mean, like, this – honestly, I'm not afraid to say this. I think this might be the best Thunder team that we've seen from top to bottom.
Well,
and I don't know if it's particularly –
I'm going to say it's too early. Colin says, as of now, where does this team rank?
Thanks for the call, Jackson. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Colin says, where does this team rank as of now? It's too early to rank them. Now, I'll tell you where they rank. It's the best start in Thunder history. Okay, so they're at the top if you want to say that, but I'm not ready to rank anything yet. I will say,
you're not ready to crown them?
Jackson mentioned the bench. The bench has been really good, and they haven't scored a lot. Like Isaiah Joe had the 4 threes tonight. He had 12 points. Casey Wallace, I think, ends up with 7. And Caruso 5. I mean, that's 24 bench points. I think that's the only 3 guys that scored off the bench. I don't think Yang scored or Mitchell.
Usman Dang hit a 3 at the end of the game.
He got one. Okay, he got one late.
Yeah.
But point being, they're not like scoring tons of points, but they don't have to.
Let me ask y'all this. I think this is a topic we haven't talked about on these forum lives. We haven't asked the chat about it, but I'm going to ask the chat and I'm going to ask you guys because it's a hot topic in the NBA, load management. This team, Chet likes to play a lot of ball. Some of these guys specifically, they don't like to sit out. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but I think Chet, I mean, you can go look at how many games they played last year, a lot. Okay.
He played every game last year.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that this year with this team? To me, they're gonna end up with the 1 seed, I think. I think you are going to have some times you just sit guys out, but this team's made up a little different. They're young. It's not like they're old, like Kawhi Leonard wanting to sit out because he's older and has knee. These guys are young and want to play ball. I think it's a great problem they have right now with so many youngsters and the chemistry. I mean, Draymond Green can talk chemistry all he wants. He needs to worry about his play. I'm so tired of hearing about this team, the way they all get up there and bark afterwards. Come on, get off of it, Draymond. Worry about something else. You're trying to make a podcast and grow your numbers, I guess. I don't know. Chemistry.
Yeah, I think outside of injuries, just about everyone on the Thunder plays 75 or more games. Chet.
they'll be sitting 7 games. Yeah.
I like Chet especially. I think they're going to get him to sit some after last year. I think I talked about it maybe Monday this week after one of the first lives we did on this of how the playoffs went last year to get Chet a little bit of rest. But I mean, you said it, Jay. The guy wants to play ball.
Well, and you're right.
To keep him off the court. So I think it's going to be very limited rest nights for these guys.
Well, and the good thing though, Hunter, is what they could probably do, and what you're seeing is they're winning by enough where you may have some leads you can pull guys out in the second half and rest them a little bit then.
Hey,
you know what I mean? When you're winning double digits. So
Jackson says if you had to keep one, Wallace or Wiggins. I mean, Wallace is younger. Wiggins maybe a little more physical. I'm going Case and Wallace in that.
Wallace's his defense is unreal.
But Wiggins isn't a bum defensively.
I know. Wiggins saved basketball. He saved basketball.
He saved basketball, but Case and Wallace has more team control right now. So I mean, Case and Wallace is the obvious answer there. They're going to have to make a decision like that anytime soon.
I'll say this about Case and Wallace. I was totally wrong on Case and Wallace. I'll be the first one to admit it. Coming out of college, I didn't think he'd be able to shoot very good. I just didn't. I didn't know if it would.
I wouldn't qualify him as a shooter right now.
Oh, he's pretty good 3-point shooter. I don't know what his percentage is, but
he doesn't shoot enough for me to just say he's a shooter.
No, I'm not saying he's a shooter, but what I'm saying is hit the three better than I thought he would in the NBA.
And he's not a 3-and-D guy yet. He's a D guy.
Oh, I absolutely think he's a 3-and-D guy, Jerm.
I don't consider him a 3-and-D for the Thunder right now.
So many solid players in rotation reduces the need for one guy doesn't have to carry it. You're right, Jordan. That's a great comment.
Now, if you want to combine Joe and Wallace, I'll say you got 3-and-D right there.
8 a game so far, 29.4%.
Is that all he's at?
Yeah.
What was last year though? Do you know? You probably don't have that in front of you.
I have it.
I thought he was,
I'm right again, Jay.
Oh, you're never right, but you can say you are.
Mehdi Tagabi.
Last year, 6.8, 41.9.
Okay, 40% was way better than I thought he'd be. So now you can turn around and say I was right. Okay, Jeremy?
Nah, I won't. Mehdi Tagabi says this Thunder team is playing good right now, and they have good chemistry. But what happens when Isaiah Hartenstein, Jalen Williams, J. Will comes back? Look, here's what's going to happen. You're bringing two guys who are 100% team players. Like Jalen Williams he's part of that chemistry. They're going to want him back. He brings some things different. He's a great screener. He can step out and hit the corner three really well, the top of the key three. I think those two are his specialty. And after the screen and pop, and then a Hartenstein guy, he's going to take some. And I will say this: I made a comment earlier about 15, 5, and 5. When Hartenstein comes back, those guys aren't going to get as many rebounds. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. But also, I think honestly, with them having Hartenstein, I think Jalen Williams' minutes may get cut compared to last year.
He'll be a role player. That's what he is, Jay.
He is a role player, but I'm saying I don't know how many minutes he was injured last year too, though. I'm wondering how I agree with the comment. I'm wondering how the rotation is going to go when you get Hartenstein and Jay Williams back together with Chet. I'm wondering how that's going to work out.
Hartenstein's going to start in there, and then I think Jalen Williams will get about the
10
same
minutes
amount.
again.
Yes, that's what he got last year.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. 10 minutes.
They were splitting it last year with him and Kenny. I think it's going to be almost the same thing.
Somebody's going to get left out. Kenny?
I think Gang gets left out.
Yeah, well, Dang's going to get left out, but I think Kenrich Williams is even getting left out. Jeremy, very minimal, maybe.
I agree.
3 to 5 minutes a night.
Yeah. Fernando, I 100% agree with you. And you know what? I've compared it to almost every time we've done a Thunder Forum Live, which I believe this is our third one, and we'll be on here a lot this season. Make sure you're joining up. You subscribe to our channel, all that stuff. I've used the comparison loosely, but I'm going to use it less loosely the more this season goes along. This team reminds me a lot of the great San Antonio Spurs teams. They're unselfish. The ball's whipped around the floor. They defend. They make the little plays happen. And Mark Daignault is a young Greg Popovich. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again.
I agree with you. I think the difference in those teams is Tony Parker is more of a point guard. I think this team with SGA and the ball
More of a scorer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that team, Tony Parker could light you up and he could score on you. He was great. But what I'm saying is he was more of that true, I would say more of a true point. But yeah, I can see the comparisons there, Jerm. This team is not, I mean, this team is a good shooting team. They're not, I mean, I don't know, though. You look at these Golden State teams that won championships, you know, they had a lot of guys that could shoot it. You know, obviously the Thunder don't have a Steph Curry, but team-wise, they have a lot more that can shoot it from three. They have a lot of guys that can beat you from the three-point line. I mean, you could go down the list. I mean, Chet can shoot the three. J-Dub, Shea, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, Wiggins. I mean, you could keep going. They got guys that can. This is probably the deepest the Thunder have been on the three-point shooting line probably ever. As Thunder fans, I don't remember a team having this many weapons on the outside. They can score the ball outside the three-point line.
What are your thoughts here, guys? On this
Jones and Dang, I would say it would be Dang over Jones, but
I disagree.
I would agree.
Dang has more experience, Jeremy.
I disagree. You know what my answer is?
I don't really care what your answer. What is it?
Neither. I don't think neither's the backup forward.
Well, that's not what he asked.
He did.
Who's
going to win the backup forward spot?
Neither. Look at the first word there.
Between and then or.
Those two.
Yeah.
So that's
between Dylan Jones.
You should know this. You're an English teacher. You should know. Between.
Colin is asking which one of those two will be the backup.
Yes, out of those two. Can't skip around.
Neither will be the backup.
Man, I remember when I did that one night, Jerem, you did not like that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's
a two option, and I chose neither.
Yeah,
I would think
Colin is implying that one of those would be. I don't think either will be. Do you guys?
I mean, they're both of their minutes will be cut significantly once Hartenstein and Jay Will are back. But I think Ousmane Dang is going to get the nod there, as Jay said, because of experience. Dylan Jones is a rookie. Dang's been in the league a bit now. You kind of know what you're going to get from him. He's also got to see a lot more in the NBA.
Hey, this is some great stats that Jackson dropped. Number one defense, Thunder allowed 94.9. They're under that 95 mark. He's got defense Cavs at number 3 at 107. Who's number 2 and how many did they average? Because that's a wide gap between 1 and 3. The amount of points. That's 13-point difference.
Any guesses at who's second?
Boston. That's who I would guess.
That's who I would guess.
I don't. We got Jesse saying Mark is the best coach the Thunder has had by far. Not even close. I would agree. Mars Jam, I have to say I appreciate all the hard work you do for us Oklahoma fans. Respect. Hey, appreciate you, Mars. People like you guys, everybody on this chat. We couldn't do this if there was one person on here. I mean, we'd probably still do it, but it's nice to have all y'all on here. Appreciate it.
And while we're at it, call in right now. Click the link and call in. We'd love to talk to you about the Thunder.
Yeah. Real quick, I looked up the defensive ratings. It's not going to be completely accurate because I know for OKC, it's not including the game from Saturday night against the Clippers. So for other teams, going to be the same deal. So through, I guess, November 1st, OKC 95.7, Golden State 101.0,
Golden State.
San Antonio 107.4, Cleveland 107.7. So
wow. So Thunder has a 6 or 7 point difference over number 2 team. That's impressive.
Yeah. Small sample size, but it's a wide margin.
That's elite defense. And hey, by the way, don't look now. Golden State, with what they're doing with Buddy Hield and offensively, I think they're going to surprise some people this year.
I love that signing for Golden State.
Great
You're
signing.
Replacing Klay Thompson with a younger player and Buddy
Probably a
Hield.
better shooter right now.
Yes, right now.
Now, he's not as good as Clay overall ever, but
no,
right
no
now
way.
the dude can shoot.
Yes,
He can do everything Klay Thompson was doing last year.
yes.
Colin, we have Colin on the line.
What's up, Colin?
What's up?
Not much.
My question for you guys is, I saw this question. I thought it was interesting. What lineup do you think best utilizes Hartenstein? Like, what plays would you put around them to get the best out of
That's a
him?
great question, Colin.
Let Hunter answer that first.
What lineup best suits him? I mean, I
Yeah.
think you would have to go with SGA, Dort, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein.
I'm with you. I think you need Chet in there.
Yeah,
I think
well,
you
I mean, Chet spent all offseason playing the 4, getting used to that. That was a big reason why Hartenstein was brought in. I mean, play him at the 5, move Chet to the 4. Chet is on the slimmer side of the spectrum in the NBA, so allow him to kind of create more of a mixed match there at the 4.
Hey, don't you think, though, watching it tonight, I was impressed with Chet against Zubac. The guy has a lot of weight on him and was bodying him, and he bodied him all the way down there. And then when he went up for the shot, Chet defended it and really made a difference. So I was impressed.
Colin's not on anymore, but Colin, thanks for the call. We appreciate your support of our channel each and every night. Hey, it does bring up a question that Colin asked, because obviously, like you said, Hunter, these guys, I mean, that was the lineup. What you just said was the lineup everyone expected going in the season. So I don't think it's not going to be a shock when that lineup is thrown out there. If OKC is, 1 or 2 losses when Hartenstein comes back and they start struggling a little, they do have options to tinker with.
Real quick, Jeremy. If OKC's at 1 or 2 losses in 5 weeks when Hartenstein
I think he'll be back. I think he's going to be shorter into the 4 to 6 weeks. But
why? Why would you rush him?
I don't know why you always think that.
Like, Hunter, rushing. I wouldn't.
Hunter, let's say he's gone 5 weeks. He misses what, 15 to 17 games.
But Jeremy, listen.
What are they, 6-0, Hunter?
Jeremy, listen.
They could go 8-2 next 10.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
They might have 2 losses. I'm saying.
Jeremy, they got Hartenstein for one reason:
rebounding and a
playoffs.
Yes, I get that.
So there's no reason to rush him back in the regular season.
I never alluded to rushing him back.
Oh, I thought that's.
I didn't say they were going to rush him back. I said I think he'll be a shorter timetable, Jay. That's all I said.
Sooner splash.
And what I was alluding to is there are so many options with this lineup, with who they got off the bench. You guys have mentioned the small lineup. They don't have to play those 2 guys together all the time.
No.
Chet's proven he can play the 5 some and done pretty well.
Hey, one thing, I don't know if I'd have to look this stat up. I don't even know how you look this up, but I'm just trying to think off the top of my head through the first games here. Last year, a lot of the problem when they would lose games, they would allow teams to go on big runs. Defensively, they weren't good for a stretch. It might be a 3-4 minute stretch, and you look up and they're down 15 points. And then they'd come back or whatever. They haven't really had that this year. They haven't had stretches where they're just for a 2-3 minute, the team's going on a big run against them. And now they went on big runs, but they haven't had it the other way. That's why this defense, I know it's a small sample size, 95 points a game. At the end of the year, if they're sitting at 95 points a game, chalk me up by saying they have more than 65 wins. I know that's a lot of wins.
If they're allowing 95 or less a game,
you're going to be up there close to 70 wins.
82 games. I don't think it's going to be up there. You're going to be at that 70 win mark. I mean, for them to do that is very unlikely.
I don't think you can keep it up.
Very hard to do.
They haven't played the greatest offenses yet. Let's be real.
No,
they played Denver,
and they played I know. I'm just saying you could there's some other teams that can really score the basketball. I think there'll be bigger tests, but
I think Atlanta's better than people think. Offensively.
Offensively, yes, sir.
Offensively.
Yeah, offensively.
Yeah, they can do points. And like Jay was saying, though, they're not allowing the runs. And when they are lapsing on defense, they're responding offensively to shut down any chance of a big run so far.
Colin's asking who's the better pickup, Caruso and Howard. Man, it's hard to say right now. Here's the thing. Here's what I would say. I think Caruso, all around what he does leadership-wise, been there, won a championship, all that. But I think the guy that's going to make the most, pay the most dividends in the playoff would be Hartenstein. Because I think there's going to be a matchup. You have to have Hartenstein.
It's really hard to tell this early. I kind of looked them at as a package deal anyway. That's what you have to have them both. AD says the reason that iHeart is kind of such a big deal is because, and I agree with this, AD, and it's apropos that your name is AD, because guys like Anthony Davis and others that are going to be banging around on Chet early in the season, when you're really fresh, you may not even notice, guys, but as the season progresses and you're having to take that night in, night out as the 5, I definitely agree that Hartenstein's going to relieve some pressure and really some body aches and bruises and kind of wear and tear of the fact that Holmgren had to play the 5 all year.
Yeah. And hey, I want to read a couple of these comments. This one, I like this Thunder team. Hope Sam Presti doesn't mess it up like he does. We all know Sam Presti does not like to pay a player lots of money. Know what we did with James Harden when we want money. Hey, Sam Presti doesn't mess it up a lot. I don't agree with that part of it. The James Harden stuff, guys. James Harden was leaving. I don't honestly. I don't think it would have mattered what they paid him. I think he was leaving. He wanted to be the guy, Jeremy. He wanted to be the guy. Yes, he did.
That was a money thing.
He wanted to be in the lineup and be the guy, but he didn't want to be a 6 man.
He did not like being the 6 man.
But he didn't want to leave OKC.
But he wanted to be the guy. He had that attitude.
And also, Sam Presti is not determining the money situation. He's not.
Oh, he absolutely has a say in that, Hunter.
Well, he has a say, yes, but the owner is saying you have this much to spend. If you're wanting to say money about it's an issue of messing things up because, I mean, the salary cap and all that, blame Clay Bennett. It's a small market franchise in Oklahoma City. Blame the owner. I don't think it's fair to blame the GM.
Hey, AD says
that's right.
Blame
He's right.
LeBron and Kobe because they convinced Harden to leave and be on his own. Hey, where were you guys? Where were you guys when James Harden was traded? You guys remember that day? I do.
I remember. I don't remember where I was.
I don't remember. I was like 8 at that point.
Yeah, Hunter was a young pup, bro.
Yeah.
You remember where you were?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the KD stuff more than
the KD stuff. Remember all that.
Hey, John Williams, thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate you. Says next 5 games: Magic, Nuggets, Rockets, Warriors, Clippers. The 2 toughest out of those 3, in my opinion, are Nuggets, Warriors.
Agree. I said earlier in the week, I said the Magic was going to be a loss.
And I
think the Warriors is at home. So I think Nuggets, I believe the Warriors is at home. The Nuggets is on the road. So
when's the first cup game? I can't remember.
I don't have it in front of me.
It's not far away.
Hey,
okay. Talon does not want to go too deep into the tax penalty.
Hey, Talon, I understand that, but they are going to go deep into it. They have to.
How many years before that has to be made, though, Jay?
No, they have to go deep into it.
They have. If they want to win championships, and
ask Golden State.
On here thinks, which it's a different situation for Golden State, Jay, of you're looking at the Bay Area compared to Oklahoma City and ownership groups and all that.
No, but they had to pay a big tax.
Yes. If everyone on here thinks, I'm sure believes that there's a chance for the Thunder to be a dynasty. They want to do that. They're going to have to pay guys and enter that luxury tax. I mean, it's going to have to happen. It's going to be difficult to do because you're Oklahoma City, small market franchise, but they'll have to figure it out.
Hey, one thing I think, and by the way, the phone lines are open. give us a holler. Talk to us about the Thunder for a little bit a little longer. Guys, other teams are going to moves as the trade line because it gets here this year and I think the Thunder are going to be the team. They're going to try to, I guess you could say, I can't. Man, it's late. I'm losing my thought here as far as the word I'm looking for. But usually it's what can the Thunder do? What piece do they need? I think there's teams that are trying to see what piece they need to compete against the youth of the Thunder. Look, Dallas obviously is a team that you have the rivalry. You have what happened last year. Not sure in a 7-game series, Dallas physically can go against the Thunder with Hartenstein and the guys that the Thunder added.
I agree, Joe. They added what they needed to.
Yeah, Thunder won't be making any. I don't think they're going to be making any major trades this year. There's no reason to. They got everything they need. They just had
they didn't make a major one last year.
Well, they made one that stunk.
That's why I'm not calling it major. That was
Gordon Hayward was an absolute flop.
Terrible trade.
Hey, Sooner Splash says first Cup game is November 15th. Do you like the Cup stuff?
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
Love it.
Hunter's a young pup.
Yeah, the younger crowd loves it. The older crowd probably doesn't.
I like more national TV games.
I do too.
Players care more about it because there's the money tied to it, charity as well. I like all of that.
Yeah.
I like that it's something meaningful. There's all that talk about load management, guys taking nights off, that sort of stuff. I mean, unless you're Embiid, guys are going to be playing, which guys talked about it. Did you guys see what happened with Embiid today?
Yeah, we have not talked about it, but
wild.
Hey, you cannot
never win a championship.
These people that go to Philadelphia and they go to New York and think they're not going to have people angry at them. I mean, come on, that's the market you're in, bro. I mean, just it's the market you're in. Deal with it. Deal with it. You went there. You know how it is. I love the Kevin Garnett stuff, Talon. Absolutely loved it. 5423 says the Thunder are a dog pound, a team built off guard dogs. 100. Love that comment. Roo, as they would do on there.
Hey, the Hayward
Hunter hates the barking.
Hey, the Gordon Hayward trade looks pretty good now, doesn't it?
For the cap space, that's what AD was saying.
Yeah, that's my point. Tony says we spent years at the top of the league payroll with Russ and PG. Stop the uniformed cap. Thoughts on that?
They're going to have to spend money. Plain and simple, they will have to.
Yeah.
In an era of superstars, egos, and players making big money, it's nice to see a team play for each other and cheering for each other. To have
Amen. Amen.
I'll say this. It's like we're watching a college team, but they're in the NBA. That's what it is. The camaraderie, the chemistry, they want to play. They don't want to sit out. They want to be load management. That's called it's just great. It's great to watch. I mean,
it's refreshing because you don't see it, honestly.
No, you don't. You don't.
It's not cheap to win a championship. I think Milwaukee, the year they won the championship, their payroll was not up there.
It still was, though, Jeremy.
It still was.
It was high, but I would say it was top 5.
Super Max, Middleton,
Drew Holiday,
like that team was making some money, man.
Uninformed. I don't know. Is that going to
the uninformed cap he was talking about?
Oh, gotcha. It's not cheap to win a chip. And here's the other thing, Jordan. It's not cheap, and your window's not very big. You have a small window to win championships. And when you have the guys, you got to do it. You got to win it. I mean, right now you're looking at Boston. If the Thunder don't beat Boston this year, I don't think anybody will, and Boston will get another one. You got to when you have the guys to do it, you got to take advantage of it, pay the money, and do it. That's what they're going to have to do.
Meaty, we mentioned this right at the beginning. I said Cavaliers beat, I think it was a buzzer beater, beat Milwaukee Bucks, and now they're 1-5. Look, Milwaukee's done this before. They had a horrid start last year.
Doc Rivers.
I don't. Yeah, he's not good. I don't think Giannis. I don't think Giannis is getting traded.
Hey,
I don't think anyone's going to pay enough that it's even worth Milwaukee listening to an offer.
Hey, Hunter can vouch for this comment. Jay was one of those talking heads last year that wanted Lou Dort gone.
whatever, dude. You're not right on this.
To me, to me, he's untouchable this year. You cannot trade Lou Dort.
Jeremy.
He's untouchable.
You know what you like to do is you like to say comments like that, but don't do it with context. How about you say context around it? The question that we were talking about was Shai, Chet, J-Dub, and Lou. Who do you get rid of? That was the question, by the way. I said Lou.
Not Lou.
I said Lou at that point, Jeremy. That's all I said. You don't need to put it in the context.
Yeah, I think they're all four untouchable this year. You've got to win a championship with those guys. Hey, I don't want Giannis.
They don't need to go after a big guy. Here's the thing. What the Thunder did in the offseason by getting Hartenstein and Caruso, guys that don't need to score. That's what they need. They don't need guys. They got plenty of scorers. I just think what they did was perfect. It's the
you want Giannis
offseason. No.
You want Giannis, Hunter?
The only way I would be okay with that is if they somehow finessed it where they're not trading anyone in that core four and even keeping the top few guys on the bench.
That's not happening. Yeah, you're not.
I mean, I think honestly, Oklahoma City could probably call up Milwaukee and say, we'll give you 20 first-round picks. That's all we're going to give you. And they're going to just hang up the phone. It doesn't work that way.
Hunter, put that in the trade. Put that in the computer trade algorithm that you can do. You know, you put in there and say unaccepted. They won't take it.
Send me one that gives you draft picks more than a couple did.
Talon says Joe or Wiggins. Who you keeping? Here's what I'll say to that.
I'm keeping
Wiggins. Joe. Wiggins all around is better.
Correct.
He's an all around better player. But maybe for this team, Joe, the way he shoots it, I don't know. Both of them. That's a hard question.
I'm keeping Joe because what you just said. Wiggins is all around better, but you have 3 Wiggins on your team already. Case and Wallace can do everything Wiggins can do. Isaiah Joe is a shooter I think that they could use.
Yeah. Eventually you're going to have to get rid of some of these young guys. I mean, that's just the way it's going to work. And
eventually,
keeping Joe.
Just like the Thunder logo.
What Thunder logo?
What Thunder logo on the team, Jay?
Why not?
Doesn't like the logo. I don't know.
A lot of people don't like it. I like it.
I like it.
What do you not like? What do people not like about it?
I don't know. I like
what I've gathered. People think it's too generic.
When are they wearing their new city uniforms? What game?
I don't know. When is that getting revealed?
I haven't seen that they've released the date of when that's going to happen. We got a few more minutes.
Much as last year.
Hey, we got a few more minutes if you want to call in. Phone lines are open. A few more minutes. We'll go here for just a little bit longer. But Hudson says it's ugly. Dropping the facts of it's ugly tonight for the Thunder logo. No identity. What is it? I don't know. I think I like. I mean, I haven't noticed anything that I don't like about it. But I don't care what the logo looks like. I don't care if the logo looked like Oklahoma. What else you can put on it? I don't care. Put a twister on it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to put.
Hunter,
I don't know.
Hunter.
As long as they win the championship.
Hunter J. They dropped the next 5 games in here. You think they go undefeated in those 5? They'd be 11-0.
No.
I'm going to pick the first loss right now. I'm going to pick Nuggets on the road.
That's what I imagine.
That's the one I'm leaning towards. But even then, if you get to 10-1, guys,
I mean, you're going to beat
the Nuggets back-to-back times on the road is tough to do.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a basketball. It's kind of generic, but I don't hate it. Jordan says November 17th versus Mavs. I think not 100%. That sounds right. Greg, off the top of my head, that sounds about right. Which, man, that game's going to be electric.
Yeah, it is in Oklahoma City.
In OKC, bro. That's going to be
For all
outstanding.
the new subscribers and new people on here, this is our third show. We plan on being on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Of course, anytime the Thunder play, we'll plan on doing a post-game live. Post-game Thunder Form live. I want to say big thanks to everyone that's been in the chat tonight. Big thanks to the callers who have called in. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because our content for the Thunder Form live will be going on throughout the year. You'll want to be notified. So hit the notifications, and so you'll be notified. Guys, it's Sunday. The Thunder are 6-0, one of two undefeated teams. They win tonight 105-92 against the Clippers. And thanks, everyone, for being on here. We will see everyone Monday night. Appreciate you all.
Have a good night.